During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk about a question we occasionally get from non-farmers who say, what's a tank mix? And even if I understand what a tank mix is, why does a farmer need to do that?
Well, very often farmers are trying to accomplish several jobs at the same time, and you probably think the same thing. You get in the car, you leave your house, hey, I've got to get groceries, I've got to stop here, I've got to stop there along the way. Well, farmers are doing the same kinds of things out in their fields. They say, ooh, I have to go prevent disease in my field. I'm worried about northern corn leaf blight coming in my corn this year, so I need to get a fungicide applied. But wow, when I was out looking at the field this morning, there were quite a few bugs out there that are really chewing on my plants. I'm going to need to take care of the bugs at the same time. And oh, by the way, I've got a few weeds. Well, you've got yourself a situation where a farmer is going to consider a tank mix. A tank mix just means a farmer is going to put more than one thing in his sprayer at the same time.
So the big question that a lot of farmers will have is, well, can I put all those things in the sprayer tank? Can I throw in my fungicide and my insecticide, my herbicide, my foliar fertilizer? Can I even do that? Well, in many cases, the farmer actually can. So what you find on a lot of the crop protection labels is it will say what things you can and cannot tank mix with. Unfortunately, there are thousands of different things that could all get thrown in the tank, so it's impossible to list all the things that may go in there or should not go in there. With almost all crop protection products, they are formulated with emulsifiers, and the emulsifier basically helps keep that in suspension, as we would call it, or when you mix it in water, it's able to mix in water without settling out. So just for example, think about oil and water. Okay, oil and water don't mix, right? But when you put an emulsifier in there, then we can actually make oil and water mix together. Now, if a farmer needs to add something in addition to that, he can add what we would call a compatibility agent. There are two different kinds of compatibility agents. One you use before you have a mixing problem, and one you use after you have a mixing problem. So hopefully when we put all these things together, it doesn't turn to jello or worse, but occasionally that can happen. So that's why we encourage farmers to do a small test. We call it a jar test. Mix tiny amounts of all those things together in a little jar, stir them up and see if they stay in suspension. If they don't, then we know, hey, we either can't do that mix or we need to use our own compatibility agent.
Well, you'll often see farmers, when they pull a sprayer into the field, make one quick check through the field just to see, is there anything I'm missing? Because just like you do with your grocery list and all the other jobs you've got for the day, you may have another errand that you have to do, and when a farmer's already traveling across that field, if he's spraying himself, it's probably going to cost him several dollars an acre just to run the equipment through the field. He thinks, well, wow, some of the products I may have to add in there, like insect control, for example, may cost less than making another trip through the field, so we want to put all those things together. So a tank mix is where farmers are spraying multiple different things at the same time. One of the problems a farmer may be out in his field trying to address is our weed of the week. Can you identify this week's weed?